Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kassandra Webb. Coming up, DOJ arrests alleged voice behind ISIS videos. Updates in NIKOLAS CRUZ trial. Social media apps face outages. And a look at sports and your 5-day forecast. All this and more as PS News starts right now. Here's what's happening around the world. Airlines are bleeding money, and it's probably not going to stop anytime soon. The International Air Transport Association is forecasting that airlines will lose nearly $52 billion this year. That updated outlook is more than previously forecast. The group also expects airlines to lose $11.5 billion next year before finally returning to profitability in 2023. Last year was also worse than originally thought. The new report updates losses from 2020 higher to nearly $138 billion. That happened during the same year the federal government spent $25 billion bailing out airlines impacted by the pandemic. Shakira has won a tax case in Spain. A Spanish tribunal court ruled the singer was forced to pay the treasury unfairly. The singer's lawyers say the tax agency now has to return money it incorrectly settled. But that's not the end of Shakira's legal trouble in Spain. In a separate case in July, a judge ruled the singer could stand trial for alleged tax evasion of more than 14 million euros, equal to about $17 million. The judge said there was evidence to show she may be liable to pay taxes from 2012 to 2014. The case depends on where Shakira's main residence is. The tax agency says it's Spain, but her defense team reportedly argues it's the Bahamas. The Department of Justice says it now has the English-speaking narrator heard in ISIS recruitment videos. This is Mohammed Khalifa. Prosecutors say he's a Saudi-born Canadian citizen who worked with ISIS for 6 years after traveling to Syria in 2013 to become a fighter. Syrian Democratic Forces captured Khalifa in 2019. Officials in Syria say he was throwing grenades during a firefight. On Saturday, U.S. officials said the Syrians recently handed him over to the FBI. The DOJ says Khalifa's work helped further ISIS reach and recruitment efforts. Khalifa will also face charges in Canada. And now, here's what is happening around the nation. Mental illness affects everyone directly or indirectly through family, friends, or co-workers. That's why doctors and health officials are trying to get the word out about how to live with and manage it. The first week of October is Mental Illness Awareness Week. Congress officially established MIAW in 1990 to better educate the public about mental health issues, provide support for those who face it, and fight against discrimination. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, mental illness is common in the U.S. They state nearly 1 in 5 adults live with a mental health condition. That worked out to around 51.5 million people in 2019. NIKOLAS CRUZ's lawyers want to delay the battery trial of the confessed Parkland school shooter. The court was supposed to hold the first day of jury selection for CRUZ's trial Monday. CRUZ is facing the battery charge because of a scuffle he had with a jail guard back in November of 2018. The defense is asking the court to delay the proceedings because CRUZ's lead attorney was in an ICU after suffering a serious medical emergency. Last week, the defense team requested a delay, but the document states the court refused. The court argued another lawyer could serve as a substitute. CRUZ was in jail for the 2018 mass shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Police say he confessed to shooting and killing 17 people during the massacre. He is now facing a separate trial on 34 counts of premeditated and attempted murder. About 60,000 film and television workers could be on strike soon. In a near unanimous vote, members of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees Union approved to authorize a strike. The move could stop Hollywood productions for an indefinite period. At issue, health and safety plus quality of life issues for TV and film industry workers, including meal breaks and days off. The IATSE has been around for 128 years, and they say this is the first time they've authorized a nationwide strike. The strike authorization comes after negotiations with the group representing producers broke down. The two sides were negotiating overtime, on-set conditions, and contributions to health and pension benefits. The IATSE is expected to return to negotiations, but they want the studios to know they are serious about getting concessions. New research suggests developing a heart condition after receiving a COVID-19 vaccine is rare. The journal JAMA Internal Medicine published the latest research from a group of Kaiser Permanente doctors Monday. The doctors studied over 2 million people who received at least one dose of the Pfizer or Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Researchers say only 15 people developed myocarditis, a kind of heart inflammation. None of the patients had prior heart disease. The doctors point out that they also looked at more than 1 million people who did not receive a COVID vaccine, and 75 of them developed myocarditis. The doctors did find an increased rate of myocarditis among young men. They say all 15 cases in those who received at least one vaccine dose were in men between the ages of 20 and 32. More than half of the 75 cases in the unvaccinated group were also in men. The doctors say this warrants further research. Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp will experience a major outage. Some users couldn't get onto Facebook website. Instagram and WhatsApp were accessible, but they couldn't load new content or send messages. It's unclear what caused the outage. Facebook said they were working as quickly as possible to get things back to normal. The outage came after a Facebook whistleblower appeared on 60 Minutes Sunday and claimed the company knew that its platforms were being used to spread hate, violence, and misinformation, then tried to hide the evidence. Facebook has pushed back against those allegations. As of this evening, all applications are up and running again. And now, over to sports with Harrison.
Thank you, Cassie, and welcome back to PS Sports. I'm Harrison Gereau. NBA player Andrew Wiggins has been vaccinated against COVID-19. The Golden State Warriors forward has been a vocal critic of the vaccine, saying he wouldn't get it unless he was forced to. Wiggins asked the NBA for a religious exemption last month, but the organization denied his request. He said Monday he was going to keep fighting for what he believes in. According to ESPN, about 90% of NBA players are vaccinated. The league requires staff to be vaccinated, but not players. Players with home arenas in cities with vaccination mandates, like the Warriors' San Francisco, could be forbidden from playing at home games if they remain unvaccinated. Those rules typically don't apply to visiting teams. Many players have expressed hesitancy to get the vaccine. LA Lakers star LeBron James is one of them, and recently revealed he did get the vaccine. Others have not revealed their vaccination statuses. Green Bay Packers running back Aaron Jones is the proud owner of a jersey customized like no other. Packers equipment manager Red Batty built a special pocket on his uniform designed to hold a pendant that contains his father's ashes. Jones used to wear that pendant on a chain, but he lost it during a game against the Detroit Lions a couple weeks ago. After team trainer Brian Engel found the pendant on the field, Batty decided to equip Jones' jersey with a way to hold it securely. Jones confirmed he had the pendant in the customized pocket during the team's September 26th game against the San Francisco 49ers, and it remained in place securely. Jones' father died of COVID-19 complications in April. The player said his father attended every game he's played in during his 9-year career. Now for a quick look at what's happening in the sports world near you. The Ausable Valley varsity girls swim team is seeing huge success after merging with Peru, Seton, and Adirondack Christian swimmers this season. A trio of wins for Alexis Hathaway led the team to a 102-68 win over Potsdam Saturday. Hathaway says the team is like a close family after competing together all season. The meet consisted of a 200-meter free swim race, as well as backstroke and breaststroke competitions. The Lady Patriots next visit Plattsburgh High at Stafford Middle School pool tomorrow night. For PS Sports, I'm Harrison Gereau. Back to the desk with Cassie.
Thanks, Harrison. Now on to our 5-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Cassie. I am your PS News meteorologist for today. I'm Charlyn Garcia. All right, looking on to Tuesday, tomorrow morning, we're going to have a mostly cloudy day with a high of 62. You'll have a chance of showers around 3 o'clock in the morning. Heading into Wednesday, we'll have a partly cloudy day. The temperature will rise to 68, but the sun will begin to shine at noon. All right, moving on to Thursday, we're going to have 69 degrees, again with partly cloudy weather. All right, and heading into Friday, starting our weekend off, staying with 69, staying with partly cloudy, and then ending off our week with Saturday, 66 degrees with also partly cloudy. Now to take a look at your North Country weather map. Owl's Head is going to be 62 degrees. Vermontville, is going to be just 60 degrees. Dannemora is going to be the only one with 58 degrees. All right, Osable Forks with 61. St. Albans City, is going to be 63 degrees, and Williston is also going to be 63 degrees. That is all for weather. I'm Charlyn Garcia. Back to the desk with Cassie.
Thank you, Charlyn. And that's all the time we have for tonight. Whether you're watching from home or on the go, you can find PS News on the Plattsburgh State TV YouTube page and social media at Plattsburgh State TV. Have a good night, Plattsburgh.